93% of you agree that the government decision was right. But we're probably about to surprise some of you. Some on this panel think the decision is wrong. And Kay, I'm going to come to you first.
Yeah.
You don't agree with the Home Secretary's decision?
I'm looking at some of the comments that have come in, and I can absolutely see people's concerns. They're worried that, you know, she would come back here and she would present a security risk, and she's taken a choice to leave the country, etc. I do not in any way defend Shamima Begum's actions. We do not know what has happened in the last 4 years in her life, but I do not in any way defend her actions. But I believe that the Home Secretary is a political opportunist. We're being played like fiddles here. This is a sideshow. His government is in disarray. He's got 3 resignations this morning. We've got 3,500 jobs in Swindon, which are going down the Swanee. And this is a very, very convenient thing to lock us all onto. 800 UK nationals went to join ISIS. 400 have returned. Where are they? Why are they not on the front page of all our newspapers? Why do we have a 19-year-old girl who has just had a newborn baby and has had 2 children born and died in the last 4 years? Why has she become this hate figure to distract us all? We have a major problem here with this. As I say, 400 people have come back. He says 100 have been stripped of their citizenship. Where are the other 300?
I think you summed it up there when you said, where are they? This girl was found in a refugee camp and was interviewed, and therefore it's natural that she would become the face, if you like, of teenagers in particular who leave this country to go and support ISIS in whatever form, whether they're boys going away to perform terror acts or whether they're young girls who are going away, as she said, to join a sort of family. She left this country to join a terror group, Kay.
We have to look at this rationally. And actually, I would rather have her in our control, under surveillance, whether she is prosecuted, whether she is imprisoned. I don't know what the circumstances would be. I'd rather have control of this girl and the other 800 that are floating out there than have them out in the world, disaffected, and potentially causing trouble elsewhere that we have no control over.
So can I just interrupt? So are you saying bring her home because it is smarter to keep your friends close and your enemies closer? You are not saying this because it's a liberal humanitarian reasons. You're saying actually she's an enemy of the state and bring her in.
ISIS is a major threat. Terrible atrocities have been caused. Innocent people have lost their lives. I in no way defend that. It's horrific. What I'm saying is we have to take the most practical way to try and contain it. I don't believe that this is the right way to do it, and I believe the Home Secretary has taken the opportunity to get us all riled up to distract us from real problems that are happening elsewhere.
The main problem, as I see it, I completely agree with Kay. The main problem is that the community that this girl came from, we stand the risk of making this girl into a heroine to some more misguided people. A martyr. If we let her stay out there with her child, who, by the way, may be entitled to British citizenship, whether we like that or not, we stand a risk. Now, before she went out to Syria, the police failed, in my opinion, because they gave her and her school friend leaflets which said, which were for their parents, which said, we are worried that young girls in this area are in danger of being groomed by ISIS. And they gave the leaflets to the girls to give to their parents. Now, that to me seems shamefully stupid. So in some respects, we must carry, you know, a little bit of responsibility for not containing this early on. But, you know, I'm not condoning her actions. I think she's incredibly misguided. But I do want her to come back to the UK, stand trial in court, and I do want her to own up to what being British really means and all the good things about being British.
So I am with you and with Kay, where I don't really understand why there's such a circus around this one case and why we're not applying the same law that has always been there to this person and they're being treated differently. However, Joe and I at home have ended up having massive, you know, conflicts over this case, because he would say, well, hold on a second, if this person does come back, is our legal system equipped to give that person the necessary time that in prison? Is it equipped to even charge this woman? Is it equipped to even monitor this woman
we have
after?
to hope so. I mean, is Joe
But
saying
it
it doesn't
hasn't
have
done
faith
before.
in our legal system, our justice system?
He
You
would
summed
say
it up
it
when you
has
said,
failed
where
us
are
before.
they? You said hundreds of people have come back. Where are they? Surely that's the point that Joe is
The one
making.
guiding principle of the law is that everyone is equal before the law. You can't pick out particular cases and say, well, this one worries
But the
me.
law is outdated in some respects,
know,
and we
but-
can say, let's
Well,
have
they
a look and readdress.
They did. The government
Can't
did
pick and
pass.
choose.
Well, the government did pass a law saying it was an offence to enter a designated area, which she has clearly been in, but it only went on the statute book last week.
Yeah.
So they took
And can't be
years.
implemented retrospectively.
Yes,
so.
it can't
If she
be
came
applied.
home, do you feel confident that our legal system and our laws would be able to
Yes.
trial this woman, properly surveillance, make
but
sure
what
that
are we
she's under a
achieving by
microscope?
being over there? What are we safe? Because that 19-year-old girl and a newborn kid is 4,000 miles away. Do we feel safer for that? It's ridiculous. I mean, how was she groomed? She was groomed over the internet. That's the way it
So
works.
if we can't-
We're not safe because she's 4,000 miles away. It's nonsense.
So then, if we cannot even at the ground level, before these girls get groomed and taken out to Syria, monitor these people, how are we able to monitor them once they've spent 4 years being conditioned, being in that environment, and then coming back to the UK?
But that's not her fault. That's our justice system's fault.
So then, do
What
you
we
trust the
say.
justice system to allow her to come back? Is what I'm saying.
But maybe another way out of
We've
this
got to trust
is
our intelligence
well,
services,
maybe another way out of this, because there are hundreds of people involved who are still in Syria, young girls. There are at least 100 young girls in this situation in the refugee camps. Maybe there should be a special war crimes tribunal set up in The Hague, as there has been for other wars, and these girls and the fighters that have been captured should go there and stand trial in a neutral country, and then when they receive a sentence or not, they then are returned to their country of origin where they serve their sentence.
Well, I mean, this is Sajid Javid in 2018, counter-terrorism strategy. Only a very few number of travellers have returned in the last 2 years, and most of those have been women with young children. The Home Office managed the risk by mandating attendance on the Desistance and Disengagement programme. Many will be subject to post-traumatic stress, which may impact their future behaviour if not addressed. Well, he's changed his tune.
Yeah,
hasn't
I'm
he?
with you, Kay. I do think this is a whole smokescreen to take away from other things that are happening in Parliament at the moment. Like you said, hundreds of women have come back from Syria, from other countries, who have joined ISIS, and we don't know a peep of it. So I am with you on that side of things, but I do see why the general public and people at home are feeling under threat by this organisation.
And actually, that's something that I wanted to bring in, Stacey,
they're
because
going to be
obviously,
as
hang on,
under
Kate,
threat.
we've sort of covered that side of things. Let's go back to why. This is why we started this. We did a poll. 93% of our viewers, people watching our programme, think that Shamima Begum should have lost her British citizenship. There's been column after column of newspaper journalists writing about this today, and they seem to be reflecting this sort of the will of the country. If you like.
What's
Yeah, but
interesting,
I
also,
wrote
the
in
three
the
Tory
Independent.
resignations
Hang on, one
we've
of you
got
at a time.
today. I think it's Anna Soubry who says the reason that she's left the Conservative Party is because she's scared about the right-wing direction that this country is going in. So maybe that reflects that. Do we want to feel safer, or do we just want retribution? If we want retribution, leave her there.
Yes.
If you want to be safer, this is nonsense.
Yeah, but the other thing is I wrote in the Independent and in the newspaper last week that she should be allowed to come home, and I've never, departed from that view. So just because some of the other columnists have come out today and decided to disagree, and just because Piers Morgan wrote a piece on the Mail Online, which was highly provocative yesterday, I think we're just seeing, a baying mob.